I think the biggest thing that I go is for backups. I mean, data backup is something that everyone really knows they should be doing it. And honestly, everybody thinks they are. I mean, you'd be amazed at how many practices I go into and the doctor's like, yeah, I'm getting a backup. Not when you start asking the staff, because they start pointing fingers everywhere. Well, I thought Sally did it. Well, I thought Johnny did it. It's just as important as locking the door at night. You would never leave the practice without locking the door at night. But they will leave without doing a backup because I'll do it tomorrow. And computers never tell us that yesterday was their last day of work. You just come in and they're like, oops, sorry. Then you don't get anything out of me today. So it's important for them to have that acknowledgement. And I've seen this happen over and over again. I actually had a practice come up to me on the trade show floor that another colleague had heard me talk, went into the practice, she was consulting for them, and said, what are you doing for backups? And they started looking at it, and they weren't getting a backup. They came and thanked me because 1 week after she was there, after they cleaned up their backup issues, their computer crashed. They would have lost everything because they found out they had not had a backup in almost a year. So it happens so regularly. And, I go to a room full of, WVC, NAVC, VMX, any of these, things, and you say, how many of you have had a data loss before, whether it's your phone or your computer? And most of the room raises their hand. We've all experienced it. Now, how many of you have done something about it? And I'll still only have like half the room that's done something about it. So I just think that they don't understand the true impact of what happens when it's gone. And ransomware has become a really big issue. And if you don't have a good backup and multiple iterations of your backup, you're going to be stuck paying that ransom to get your data back. Honestly, the ransomware people don't want your data. They don't want the practice data. But what do they know? They know that you need that practice data. And so they're attacking veterinarians. We're hearing this right and left. They're attacking veterinary practices because they know that they spend less time on IT security than almost anybody else. But it's healthcare, and they know that they can get them. And I hear stories all the time of how much money somebody has spent to get their data back. On the flip side, I hear stories about people that have taken care of their backup and have those iterations, and their IT company is able to rebuild. They might lose a day or two, depending on how far back they have to go to get rid of the ransomware, but at least they don't lose everything.